Hi, I'm Fabian Campbell-West, co-founder and CTO of Liopa. We are experts in visual speech recognition. That just means we can interpret speech from lip movements alone. I'm going to talk to you today about giving a voice to the speech impaired. I'll start off by saying what visual speech recognition is, who needs it, and why it's important. I'll also touch on why it's difficult. There's lots of things that make lip reading challenging, and I'll just cover some of those. I'll then move on to talk about our application Sravi, which is the speech recognition app for the voice impaired. I'll explain how it works, I'll talk about who made it, and I'll also cover important aspects such as privacy. I'll finish off by saying what we've achieved to date and what we're going to do next. We have a trial if someone would like to use it, and we're constantly improving Sravi over time. So why voiceless speech recognition? Sravi was developed to fulfill a need in intensive care units where doctors need to communicate with patients who've had a tracheostomy. A tracheostomy is when a tube is inserted into the throat and air moves through that tube instead of going through the mouth and through the vocal cords. This means you might be able to move your lips normally, but you can't actually vocalize words. It's really difficult for patients, and they get upset and frustrated if they can't be understood. So it's really necessary for these patients to be able to communicate with their doctors, carers and families, both in a hospital setting and also at home. We want to empower users through our app to vocalize words using lip movements. What this means is they can move their lips normally, the app will understand that and make sounds. Lip reading is something we're all familiar with. It's something we all do every day. It's much easier to communicate with someone if you can see their lips and hear what they're saying. I think we all empathise with that more now in the current climate where masks make it more difficult. Lip reading on its own though can be ambiguous. I'm going to show you two videos here. The one on the left is me saying a short phrase. The one on the right is me saying another short phrase, and those phrases are very, very similar. In fact, it would be interesting if you could tell which one was which. The one on the left, I'm saying I'm cold, and on the one on the right, I'm saying I'm hot. Or perhaps it's the other way around. The patterns of movement our lips make when we talk are called visemes, and there are fewer visemes than phonemes, which is the noise we make when we speak. This means that there are lots of words that can be easily confused by just looking at the lips alone, and that's what makes it difficult. I'm now going to talk about our app, Sravi. So this is a speech recognition app for the voice impaired. The goal here was to develop a mobile phone application that can run on any smartphone or tablet, and it allows doctors to communicate with patients by using the forward-facing camera on a smartphone. Here we can see a couple of examples of Sravi being used. First, in an ICU setting with a doctor and a patient, and secondly, in a home setting between a patient and a carer.
What time is it? It's too noisy.
The way Sravi works is we make a short recording of someone mouthing a phrase. We send that video to our servers where we use artificial intelligence to break down the movement of the lips and to try and translate that into words. We send those words back to the smartphone app and they're displayed on the screen. If the user is holding the phone themselves, they can then tap a button to play that phrase, or if there's a carer involved, they can very quickly confirm what the patient is trying to articulate. Here's a couple of examples of one of our ICU patients showing how he used the app at Royal Preston Hospital. Sravi has been co-created through partnership between Liopa and the Lancashire Teaching Hospitals Trust. Liopa's data scientists and computer vision experts worked with the clinicians at Lancashire to understand the problem and develop a solution. There are several benefits to Sravi. It can be used by carers to help patients who can't use their hands. It's very portable, so it'll run on any smartphone or tablet. It's customizable, so it'll learn specific behavior for individual users, and users can personalize the phrases, so it's not limited in what it can recognize. It's very fast, easy to use, and it's very low cost. There are alternatives to Sravi. There's eye gaze tracking technology, which unfortunately is very expensive. It can cost up to £10,000 per patient, and it needs to be particularly customized for each individual patient. There are also other alternative augmentative communication apps, or AAC apps, of which Sravi is one. These involve a variety of techniques that can include gesture recognition, tapping icons on a screen. You also have traditional text-to-speech apps where someone might just type a phrase and that be played audibly. Privacy is really important to us. So the video data is stored anonymously. So we don't retain any personal information about the patient other than their lip movements. We use this to create a personalized model. So the way that we move our lips when we speak is unique to us, and it's particularly true if someone has had an operation and their ability to move their lips may have been impaired in some way. The data that we collect is stored securely, and we never share it with any other companies. So to finish up, I'd like to talk a bit about what we've achieved so far and what we're planning for the future. As I mentioned, Sravi was co-created between Lancashire Teaching Hospitals Trust and Liopa. We have a dedicated website at sravi.ai, which I encourage you to take a look at if you're interested. On that website is a contact form which allows people to trial Sravi. If someone fills out that form, an email will be sent to me and I will respond. If you wish, you can also contact me directly, and I'll have my contact information at the end of this presentation. What we're planning to do in the future is to increase the amount of personalization and customization people can make to the voice when the phrases are read out. We also want to constantly improve it to make it faster, more accurate, and make it more flexible, so people can tune it exactly how they want. We're also looking at integrating with other apps. For example, you could use Sravi as part of text messaging or video conferencing. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for your time, and if you'd like to contact me directly or through the website, please do so.